Welcome in, everyone, to day 2 of the 2021 Knoxville Showdown. Alex Gruskin of Cracked Racquets, thrilled to be back with you for some early fall college season action. Now, it's a beautiful morning here in Knoxville, about 64 degrees, 9:30 a.m., tailgating in the air. You can smell the barbecues going across campus, of course. The real show is here on the tennis courts. We've got 4 fantastic teams competing this weekend as they look to establish themselves heading into the season. Kicking us off this morning, a rematch, one of my favorite matches of the short-lived 2020 ITA season. Now, you go all the way back to the ITA kickoff weekend that year. One of the most dramatic performances of the weekend was that Columbia came down to Knoxville, knocked off Tennessee 4-2. There was no Columbia tennis, though. In 2020, 2021, unfortunately, the Ivy League electing not to participate in sports during that season. Of course, for Columbia students in particular, they weren't even allowed on campus throughout the course of last year. So for coaches Howard Endelman, Rich Bonfiglio, this is really their first time getting to see half of their roster. You have 8 freshmen or sophomore who are spending their first full week on campus this week. And of course, during that first full week, they get to come down to Knoxville. So still so much to learn about this Columbia team. Of course, yesterday for them, they took 3 out of the 4 double sets against Kentucky, earned a couple of singles wins as well. They look to find their footing here against the 2021 NCAA semifinalist hosts this weekend in Tennessee. Respectfully, it was not the best day one for the Volunteers. They were a little bit asleep at the wheel, missing a couple of notable performers in particular. Of course, no Adam Walton, their number 1 singles player, no Walton or Harper, the number 1 doubles team in the country entering this season, your 2021 NCAA doubles champion. They also are down Martin Prada, who's out with a foot injury for the next few weeks. That said, this is a great opportunity for these Tennessee coaches, Coach Woodruff, Coach Mackay, Coach Venkat, to see what they've got after they lost Wiedemann, after they lost Hussey, as they try to rebuild their depth here this season, continue to keep their place at the top of the college tennis world. So it's a little bit of a preview on the 2 teams we have competing here this morning. Now, of course, you will hear me throughout the day refer to our super producer, Daniel Westoff, who is on the 1s and 2s and will be taking us through our red zone coverage of today's hidden duel. Let's start, if we can, on court number 1, Westoff. We've got very fun matchup on our hands. Now, if there was any silver lining of yesterday's performance, it's that Tennessee may have found their 3 doubles teams, and we're, 4 days? I don't know why I checked my watch. We're 4 days into this season. You look for them, they bring back the defending champs, Harper and Walton. When healthy, they'll be number 1. Now, last year, the doubles duo of Martin Prada, Johannes Monday, who are both on the roster this season, they had a ton of success. Prada, Monday, 16-8. There's a nice Freudian slip. 20-8 overall, during the dual match season. And all four of those players are back. So now you ask yourself, well, we've got two teams. Who do we find with the third? This is where we start on court number one, because you start with a former NCAA doubles participant, Oklahoma State transfer senior here, Emil Hudd, on the deuce side of your court, who's playing with one of the most talented freshmen in the country, top 10 ITF ranking coming in. Of course, I'm referring to Shinsuke Mitsui, freshman out of Japan, on your ad side of the court. Good stuff from the duo of Katzen and Hashimoto, who I'll get to momentarily. But for this Hud Mitsui duo, they were dominant yesterday in their victory over Pepperdine. I believe it was 6-2 set score for them. And just, for Hud, who incorporates the serve and volley in his own singles game, Mitsui, who you'll see here, tons of weapons, tons of speed, great hands. But right now, getting undressed by a couple of Alex Kotzen lobs, and that gets us to the Columbia half of the equation here. You look at this Columbia number one doubles duo of Kotzen Hashimoto. They also earned a victory yesterday. I believe they were the only victory on the board for Columbia in doubles in their hidden duel with Kentucky. Of course, you look for Alex Kotzen, one of the few players on this Columbia roster with some experience, as we see Lions hold 4-1 love. Let's watch this opening service game here as well for Hud and Hashimoto, but for Kotzen, I guess a third-year sophomore technically. In Columbia, former top 20 recruit, was one of those big recruits for Coach Howard Endelman as he took over the program from the legend, Coach Bid. I mentioned this yesterday, but Columbia's had consecutive top 5 recruiting classes in 2020, 2021. We finally get to see that talent manifest itself on court. Or we will see if it will, I suppose. Meanwhile, you see here Emil Hudd serving far side of your court. And that's a staple for these Tennessee teams. Get two up to the net, be the aggressor. If they, on that last game like Kotzen did, can hit back-to-back lobs over your head, you clap your racket. You say that's too good. And I will say, I think we're going to be saying that a lot about Alex Kotzen this season. Straight set win for him yesterday. Overall American. Gabe Diallo, Kentucky. Huh. Didn't you miss that? Gotta love college tennis. And right there, a perfect encapsulation of what I've been talking about. You see there, Hashimoto, the talent for the freshman, the hands, the calmness, the poise. Meanwhile, Hud, Mitsui, they don't flinch and taking those overheads and staying 2 up. By the coach who always said, low middle solves the riddle, Alex. It's a smart decision from the line. Forced a little indecisiveness. Looked like Mitsui was going to go. When he didn't, it caught Hud off guard. Now 30-15 here in the opening service game for Tennessee. When you hit it once, it's impressive. When you hit it twice, we think you're renting it. 3 times in a row, you own the lob. And Alex Kotson right now owning that lob. Hits a third winner in the opening 2 games on that shot. 30 all here. That's the thing for Mitsui. Talking to players, coaches on this Tennessee team. It's about as raw of a prospect as you're going to find. There are practices where he looks like the best player on the team, and there are practices where you're wondering if he should be on the team. And of course, that's any freshman. The key is, how do they adjust to the energy, the rhythms of a college tennis match? You see Associate Head Coach James Mackay back on site today, keeping a close eye on his freshmen. And right away, do you hear that? Do you hear that roar from Hashimoto? You may have heard a roar a few points earlier from Walner. We didn't get any of that in yesterday's matchup against Pepperdine. Now, part of that may be the return of Coach Mackay. He always demands energy out of his volunteers, but it's an encouraging sign for Tennessee here early 1-0. And in the meantime, by the way, let's go meet our other cast of characters if we can. Super producer Daniel Westoff. Let's go now to court number 2. We have a game point on our hands for Tennessee. 1-1 right now. It's the Tennessee duo of Walner. Mark Walner, graduate senior, former Temple University player. Transferred over a few seasons ago. He's playing with transfer from the University of Texas Arlington, Angel Diaz. It's a really nice play from Columbia and for Columbia on court in this match. Got Jaden Templeman, freshman, Springville, Utah. Teo Weingart, sophomore out of Sarasota, Florida. Of course, for Teo. Yes, he is a sophomore. This is technically his first season, was ranked as high as number 11, tennis recruiting, with a blue chip recruit. And you see the talent there. And now you see the break. Columbia splitting the middle. Take a 2-1 lead here on court number 2. Meanwhile, it's all Tennessee on court number 3. We've got 3 simultaneous changeovers right now. Rare that ever happens, but we do indeed. On court 3, it's the duo of Monday, Annan, freshman out of Dublin, Ireland, for Tennessee. Of course, Johannes Monday, one of the top freshmen in the country last season. Played at the 2 singles and doubles position for his Tennessee team. Taking on the Columbia duo, Horvath, Ruger. Henry Ruger, a sophomore out of Philadelphia, but another one of those players, technically a first-year sophomore in terms of his Columbia experience. Of course, he's playing with another one of those players in Rocco Horvath today. We see here on court number 3, again, Rocco Horvath in the white hat, about to serve. Spent his whole freshman season at home in Croatia. It's a really nice net play, though, there from the Lion. Well, I compared yesterday a bit facetiously to Nuno Borges. Just watch the kick serve, watch him hit forehands. It's the way they both slightly hunched over. Very wristy. Clear they had a lot of racket talent. Same racket, by the way, as well. Always helps. Bit of a brain fart, though. Double fault, 15-30. And again, given the hidden dual nature of this format, it is not a traditional doubles point. It's not like one of these teams need to win 2 out of these 3 sets. We're just trying to get repetitions here, trying to see what teams work, what don't. Tell you what, this duo of Monday and Gannon, not too shabby here through our first 2 days. I would also say Monday and anyone. I think I would look good with Monday. And I hope you can hear that from other courts again. The noise from Tennessee today, indicative of their, I suppose, increased energy entering this match. But we see a break of serve. It has been all Tennessee here on court number 3. Monday, Gannon now a 4-love lead. Let's go back to 1 if we can. Super producer Daniel Westoff. I think the level of tennis here just particularly spicy. We see Sui holding for 2-all. I do, again, particularly want players to keep an eye, or viewers today, keep an eye on Alex Kotzen serving, honestly, and Hugo Hashimoto as well. Just so you all know, I saw Kotzen here practicing 7:45. Why is that notable? As we see the Mitsui forehand return end up in the net. It's notable because the team practice didn't start till 8:30. For Alex Kotzen, again, imagine being, not to disrespect any other students, but imagine being an Ivy League student, still with all of your commitments, your pressures, your school. Okay. It's tough overhead there from Hashimoto in the net. But again, imagine all of that. You know the team practice is starting in 45 minutes anyways. You can get that extra hour of sleep. You won yesterday, too. It's not like you didn't play well. And he's still out court early. But again, there's an aggression to all Tennessee doubles teams, but Hud and Mitsui in particular, and it does not surprise me whatsoever to see Coach Mackay, dare I say, riding his freshman hard here just to make sure, keep your energy locked in. Your first impressions, your first habits are so critical, of course, because the habits he builds as a freshman lay the foundation for the next 40 years for Mitsui. So again, now they'll take the free point. A couple of break point chances here. First ones for this Tennessee duo, Hud and Mitsui. Big roar from Mitsui. Unloads an overhead. And just like that, Tennessee leads 3-2 here on 1. Let's go back to 2. In the meantime, again, Wallner, Diaz, near side of your screen. It's Angel Diaz, junior transfer from UT Arlington. Far side of your court. I believe serving right now. is, let me see. I believe that's Jaden Templeman serving on the far side. It's a nice 1-2. Got 4 game points now to extend their lead to 4-2. Meanwhile, Tennessee 2 points away from taking a match on court 3. That duo of Monday and Gannon. I'll keep my eye on that in case we get to match point. In fact, Super Producer Westoff, we're going there next. Stick around here, though, for another point. See if Columbia can't get the hold. All right, let's go to let's go to 3 quickly if we can, Westoff. See the error on the return. Second serve coming here. That forehand return is absolute money for Connor Gannon. That's an early bagel. And you know what? Always delicious on a Saturday morning is that bagel for Monday and Gannon. 6-love. They take the decision over the Columbia duo. Horvat, Ruger. Tell you what, Gannon gets that clean look at the forehand. That boy can play. But so that's 1 double set for Tennessee. Again, each of these matches individual. Let's go back to 1. 30 all in the service game. Shinsuke Mitsui. 3-2. Tennessee just earned the break. I think Mitsui's trying to play that one cool. Ball definitely wide. It's the court right beneath our broadcast booth. Lions having a ton of success this morning, just throwing that ball up in the air. Not a cloud in the sky right now. Can't imagine it's the easiest thing in the world to see that overhead still. Break point now. 2 break points for the Lions, 30-40. Yep. It's a great fight from Hashimoto, and you can see Kotson giving him a little pat on the shoulder as if to say, that's a great point, man. Nothing more you can do there. But again, you bring out the big boy, Emil Hudd, for precisely that overhead. Another deuce point coming up here on 1. It's Emil Hudd, former standout for Oklahoma State, serving far side of your screen. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And again, folks, we're back. College tennis is back. Shinsuke Mitsui showing off the talent, splits the middle there, and just, especially after hitting that first poach that just floated to be crushed. And you can see Hashimoto didn't quite move his feet well enough on that ball. Kind of caught him off guard there, but big point for the Tennessee freshman. Now 4-2 here on court number 1 for the Volunteers. This is the game. If you're Columbia here, just want to see a hold from your freshman. Sort of, again, stem the bleeding. Back on pace. It's just working for Tennessee right now. That's good, clean living. About 30 now. Meanwhile, Lions do lead 4-3 by a break. On court number 2. Keep an eye on that. Now we'll stick around here. What a flipping of the script there. And you can see Coach Endelman kind of going to his guys and saying, hey, if you have the advantage like that, press forward, get in. Don't give up the base, or don't give up the net. That quickly, but still good hands from the Lions. 15-30. Again, there's an energy to Hashimoto. Perhaps you're hearing it in the LAs he's firing out. See Matsui bringing that energy as well. There's an excitement that freshmen have, even in fall tennis. It's contagious, folks. Yep, that right there, the talent I've referred to so frequently for Shinsuke Matsui, just connecting on that return of serve. And his partner, the senior Emil Hudd, say, you're taking it again, buddy. Deuce point coming up. Essentially a match point here for Tennessee to take a double break. Different point, same shot. So he splits the middle. You see Coach Mackay going over to him right away and saying, that's the energy I want to see from you. That is the aggressiveness. I'm just projecting here. I assume that's what he's saying. But so 5-2 now. Tennessee commanding lead on court number 1. Let's go back to 2 if we can, Westoff. Diaz and Wallner got the break back. They're now serving 4-all 30 love. And I do think that's the play for the Lions. Attack Diaz whenever he is at the net. He's far more comfortable when he's back at that baseline. And you can see right away, Diaz takes that opportunity to slide back. Now, he just drew the error. But I feel like that's the sort of habit Coach Mackay is going to try and work out of Angel over these fall months of competition. Get him to be the sort of serve and volleyer in doubles at least. It's just been a staple Tennessee doubles dating back to the days of Annacone and Woodruff. 40-15. Triple game point. All right, 5-4 Volunteers now. On court number 2. Let's go back to 1. 5-2, 30 love in the game of Shinsuke Mitsui. He and Emil Hudd won their doubles rubber yesterday against Pepperdine. Had the chance to do the same today, and I'm telling you, I think these are your 3 doubles teams. Harper Walton, Monday Prada, Mitsui Hudd. I think that's a really good 3. Good hands, good activity. Just too good on the pass. 30-15 now. So 30 all now. After Mitsui dumps that one in the net. Now his back was turned to all of you, so you didn't get the chance to see it. But Hudd essentially hit that volley from his belly button as a backhand, and just that poach is what set up the funky overhead there from Mitsui, but they've got themselves 2 match points now. Well, the lobs worked early for the Hashimoto Katzen duo, but when you're playing doubles by lob, that is an awfully thin margin to maneuver, and ultimately it is the more aggressive duo. Hudd, Mitsui, 6-2 decision on court number 1. That leaves us on court number 2. Super producer Daniel Westoff, if you don't mind, back to 2. All of the sudden, all of the momentum has moved towards Tennessee. Diaz and Wallner down 4-2 in this court 2 matchup. They end up holding, getting the break, holding again. Now 15-40 here. Triple match point to end our double session. It's an awfully nice T serve there. Bites off 1 match point. So 2 to go. 40 now. You guys tell me, it's better to be lucky or good. Not sure. That ball was hit most cleanly. No, nevertheless, 2 match points fought off. Now Deuce can hear Coach Mackay giving some encouragement to his players. game, set, match, sweep to the Tennessee players as Wallner, Diaz close out a 6-4 win on court number 2. Again, it was the duo of Hud, Mitsui, 6-2 win on 1, the duo of Wallner, Diaz, 6-4 win on 2, and then that duo of Monday and Gannon, 6-love win on 3. That is a much better start to the day for the defending semifinalists. Now, the good news, we've got singles action coming up. 6 fantastic matches across the board. Going to be a quick confab for all the teams. Talked about how the doubles went. Prepare yourselves for singles, of course. That's what we're going to be doing here as well, taking a quick 5-minute break, but we will be back with all of the action shortly. For now, I'm Alex Gruskin. You've been watching the 2021 Knoxville Showdown. Welcome back, everyone, to our singles session to start day 2 of this 2021 Knoxville Showdown. Alex Gruskin, I won't lie, had to throw on the jacket where I am sitting. It's a shaded enclave here at this Tennessee tennis courts. It's about 20 degrees cooler where I am than it is on court. And you talk about the action on court, it is heating up, folks. Best performance from Tennessee I've seen this weekend came from them in that doubles. They sweep all 3 sets, come back from 4-2 down on court number 2 to earn a 6-4 victory from their veterans, Wallner, Diaz. Got some momentum on their side here entering the singles session. Now, again, we've got 6 singles matches. It is not a dual match format. Hidden duel here this morning. Of course, what does that mean? Just means each of these matches are individual. They'll factor into the ITA rankings. They will not factor into the team rankings at all. Of course, you look up and down the board here. Fantastic slate of matches. And this is where we're going to get to see how does this Tennessee team respond, because yesterday they looked good in doubles, came out flat in the singles, took 2 first sets. It was Monday. It was HUD. That was really it, though. They ended up losing 5 of 6 singles matches yesterday to Pepperdine. Now, again, a lot of that credit goes to Pepperdine for the way they performed, but it was not the start to 2021-2022 that I expected for the defending semifinalists in particular. Looking forward to this matchup on 1. 2 guys I think have serious top 20 potential this season. Don't think I have to make the case too hard for Johannes Monday, one of the top freshmen, top players in the country last season as a freshman, went 24-6 overall. Primarily played the number 2 singles position where he was 19-5. Such a fun 3-set match between he and Matias Soto in that semifinal last year. Soto wins it to clinch. I think that points a pretty good picture of the things Joe Monday can do. He's 6'5", lefty, big serve. Give him time on that forehand. He'll step into it a little flat, a little handsy on the backhand. Can definitely sail on him when it's presented with pace, but sneaky good mover for that size as well. Early break point chances for him, 30-40. Interesting note there. Coach Mackay, you see on the sideline telling Joe after that ace, and that's a heck of an ace from Alex Kotzen. Go take your towel. Pause. Just catch your breath. You set the rhythm of this match. It's a nice hold from Alex Kotzen to get things started. The 3rd year out of New York, one of the few players, as I mentioned, the actual dual match experience in this Columbia lineup. You look at the 6 players they've got playing today. Of the group, it is just Kotzen, and I believe Austin Huang, who's playing over on court 5, will get there. Rest assured, who have actual match experience on this Columbia roster. In the meantime, again, a couple of changeovers across the board. We'll stick here on 1 for a little bit longer. I want to introduce all the players, all the matches we've got, but always fun to watch an opening service game of Joe Monday. Trails will love one. Here at the start, again, all of these matches, 2 out of 3 sets, no ad scoring. Up to these coaches to decide whether they want to play full third sets or 10-point breakers. I know yesterday was full thirds. You imagine the longer the weekend goes, the more tennis these guys play, the less likely those full thirds are played out in full. They end up probably turning to 10-point breakers tomorrow. Let's see. Joe Monday here to serve. So now 15 love. Interesting lineup changes today for the Columbia Lions. Yesterday it was Ramachandar, Finkelstein on court. Today they're going Weingart, and Ruger. Tell you what, for Alex Finkelstein, for Alex Kotzen, Newark Academy. 2019 NewJersey.com Player of the Year. Sort of thing you put on the fridge. Now 30 all though here in the opening service game of Johannes Monday. So again, 15 love now for Kotzen. We'll keep our eye on this match. Let's jump around a little bit. Super producer Daniel Westhoff. Let's go to court number 2. Now, yesterday, for Roko Horvat, who you see on the near side of your screen here, earned straight set victory on court number 5. He today, though, step up in competition as he's taken on the uber talented Suki Matsui. Matsui yesterday, a loss in straight sets to former Tennessee Volunteer, now Pepperdine Wave, Andrew Rogers. Of course, Matsui, as I mentioned. Top 10 ITF junior out of Japan. A really well-rounded game as well. He holds 4-2-1 here on 2. We'll get back to this match a little later. Let's go to 3. If we can, super producer Daniel Westhoff. Emil Hudd, top 90 player in the country while playing number 2 singles last year for Oklahoma State. He's taken on that super talented freshman, Hugo Hashimoto. Hashimoto yesterday, 3-set loss to Lapidat. Really interesting to see how he handles the aggressive game style of Tennessee's Emil Hudd. 15:30 now as Hudd leads early break 2-1. So that's 1 BP fought off. Let's see what Hudd goes with here. That'll work. Explain that roar to you all in a second. So back-to-back points on deuce go to the Lions. The first yell you heard was Alex Kotzen holding at deuce. 4-2-1. The second one you hear is from Hugo Hashimoto, who earns a break of serve here. Get us back on serve for 2-all here on 3. Stick around for Hashimoto's service game before we take you to our other matches. And again, I think more than anything for Hashimoto, and I really like the forehand. I like how easy his movement is. I like just the way the ball explodes off of his racket. But for me, it's the energy, the constant commands, the engagedness, how engaged he is while playing is just super impressive. It's nice. It's really nice on the rise backhand from Emil Hud. Again, doesn't trail by any stretch of the imagination. Still 2-all here in the first set. Early scoreboards across the board right now. No, I would say, distinguished blowouts in any position thus far. .30 point coming up for Hashimoto. Early deuce point. So again, we're going to trade breaks here on 3. Nice point, good energy again from Hugo Hashimoto. He holds for a 3-2 lead on court number 3. Meantime, let's move around again. Let's go to 4 if we can, Westhoff. Mark Wallner, graduate student, 3rd year here at Tennessee. That's his first 3, though. First 2, excuse me. At Temple. Wingar, on the near side of your screen, Teo Wingar, excuse me. Sarasota, Florida. Behind you. Taking on, again, Wallner, graduate student for Tennessee. Pretty solid year last year for Wallner. 5-2 before injuries. Kept him out for the rest of the year in singles. Was half of a fairly successful doubles team, though. Wallner, Hussey, 15-7 at number 3 doubles over the course of the year. believe Tennessee dropped 3 doubles points on the year, I want to say, to North Carolina. I used to know this off the top of my head. North Carolina. Oh, Ole Miss. Perhaps Florida. Big deuce point coming up. It's clutch. Clutch stuff there from Teo Wingard. Weingart, excuse me, holds 4-3 all. Meanwhile, let's see where we're at on 4 and 5. And I apologize, we did this yesterday. Going to make a bit of a camera switch here. I'm going to go into the standing position so I can get a better vantage point of all 6 of our matches. If we can, super producer Daniel Westhoff, let's go down to 5. There is only one senior on the roster of Columbia. He's on court 5 right now. He's playing much better than he did yesterday. Austin Huang currently leads by a break 4-1 over freshman Connor Gannon now. Again, it's 4-1 30 all, but opportunity for a double break lead here if you're Huang, which is really what you're looking for, just to play better, be improved from the day prior. Yesterday, for Austin Huang's opponent, Connor Gannon, one of the freshmen on this Tennessee roster, was a straight set loss for Gannon, but I thought he competed particularly well in their late night matchup against Pepperdine. I see a lot of big serves for Gannon. For him to find that forehand as well. Meanwhile, of course, Huang absolutely going to grind. So signs of life for Connor Gannon, freshman out of Dublin, Ireland. About 40, quadruple break point on Austin Huang. Much better point construct for him. He breaks 4-2-5, still big trailing here. Meanwhile, I apologize to court 6. We're Angel Diaz 5-1 over Ruger. Let's go to 1 if we can, Westoff. Court 1 right now. Deuce point, and we've got double deuce right now on 1 and 3, 2 courts next to each other. We know how important momentum is. Here it's Monday, serving 2-3 deuce against Kotzen. Long rally goes the way of Monday, so both deuces going to the Volunteers. So funny how that happens, right? These momentum shifts, the name of the game in college tennis, even in the hidden duel format. Nevertheless, if we can, super producer Westhoff, let's go to 6. Introduce our final players here. Competing in singles, Angel Diaz, far side of your court. Diaz, now a junior, transferred over from UT Arlington here this season. On one of the many young players on Columbia's roster, Henry Ruger, sophomore out of Philadelphia. But Ruger stays alive. So Diaz up big, 5-2. On court 6. Meanwhile, if we can, let's go to 4 now, Westhoff. Have our first set look like it's about to hit the books. Mark Wallner, graduate student, again on 4. Now on Weingar. Currently 15 love for Wallner. See, again, serves. Doesn't have the gumption to close this one out. head over to 1 after the set. A little bit of drama there. For a couple breakpoint chances for Monday on 1. First, let's see if Mark Wallner close out this set. It's a really nice serve from him. So now he's got triple set point here. 5-3, 40-15. Well, I don't think that's how he drew it up, but Mark Wallner lets his teammates know that that is indeed a set, boys. He takes the 6-3 first from Teo Weingard. Meanwhile, a little bit of a changeover on 1. I'll talk you through what happened as we go if we can. Super producer Daniel Westoff. Let's go to court number 3 in the meantime. Worth noting, Columbia get the first set from Austin Huang, 6-2 on 5. Missed that deuce point. Apologies, out of the corner of my eye. Right now on 3. Next closest set to the finish line, Emil Hud up 5-3. Also up love 15 in the game of Hugo Hashimoto, the talented freshman for Columbia. Meanwhile, here's the drama that happened on 1. 30-all, long physical point. Monday gets the ball on the baseline. Kotzen calls it out. Gets overruled. Was not happy about that overrule. Brought up the fact that, hey, you know this is a fall event. Why would I hook this guy? What's the point? Was insistent that the ball was indeed out. But still from there, 30-40. Hits a couple of big serves. Drew a couple of return errors. Well, big serve draws a return error from Monday backhand. Monday then goes big on a backhand, misses it in the net. 4-3 for Kotzen there. Meanwhile, Hashimoto going to force Emil Hud to have to serve out the set. He's got a couple game points here, 3 of them, up 40-15. A couple of poor returns from Emil Hud, but that's why you build the 5-3 lead, folks. So he'll serve for it after this changeover. In the meantime, now let's go to 1. If we can, super producer Daniel Westoff. Hang out with Monday and Kotzen. Beyond having some pretty decent flow. Alex Kotzen's got a lot of game, folks. And you can just tell. Easy power off of both wings, that forehand in particular. And then there's the body type. Oliver Crawfordish. Just the strength he has. Of course, not much you can do. And Joe Monday's hitting the forehand like that. 30-15 now for the sophomore. It is definitely fighting an instinct for me to not refer to Monday as the freshman. Was so good last season in his inaugural campaign. So Monday holds 4-4 all if we can. Let's go back to 3. HUD now 2 points away, up 30 love, now 30-15 after a double fault. Serving for the set, up 5-4. Got hold from Mitsui is the noise you all just heard. That's about as clean a set of tennis as you will see from Emil HUD. One blip in the radar was broken back. Other than that, those 6-4 set for him. Meanwhile, again, that's 3 first sets off the boards. Off the board, Tennessee earned 6-3 first sets at 3 and 4. Columbia a 6-2 first set at 5. Now it's worth noting. Kotzen leads Monday on serve 5-4 on 1. Mitsui 5-4 lead on serve over Horvat at 2. And then Angel Diaz putting a set on the board 6-3. He takes it over Ruger. Much better than yesterday for the Volunteers. Much, much better. Let's go to, sorry, I was just scouting around. Let's go to 2. We haven't watched much Mitsui Horvat yet. Right now it's Mitsui leading again on serve 5-4. He's definitely been the more explosive, but Horvat the more solid of the duo. Horvat's game. Again, really nice hands, really good feel. You can see it on that pass right there. Effortless for him. So he's got 4 game points now. Does Horvat to extend our set into a little bonus time. I was curious. Wallner has raced out to a 2-love lead. So he's up a break in the second for Tennessee on court number 4. Of course, you can watch all of these matches individually, I suppose, if you'd like on Playset, although I don't know why you'd want to do that. Who wouldn't want to join us here at Cracked Racquets? Alex Gruskin, Daniel Westoff on the 1s and 2s. This we call the 2021 Knoxville Showdown. Right now, 5-all game coming up in the first set between 2 technically first-year players, one a true freshman in Hugo Horvat, Hugo, there it is. Shows you where my brain is. In Shinsuke Mitsui. It's Rocco Horvat, excuse me, Rocco, not to be confused. With his teammate, Hugo Hashimoto. There's a lot to like about Horvat's game. Look for the Croatian, who again spent his entire freshman year in Croatia, has his freshman season robbed from him. Look for Rocco before coming to school. Top 100 junior in the world, multi-time Croatian national champion. So Mitsui gets the hold 4-6-5 here on 2. Let's see, who's at a critical juncture? Let's go to 1. Why not? There's only 2 first sets left on the board. That's 3 first sets for Tennessee. They get them from Hud, Wallner, and Diaz. Veterans delivering stronger performance here on day 2. Meanwhile, on court 1, it's a sophomore, Joe Monday, taking on a 3rd year, Alex Kotzen. Kotzen, part of a 2019 recruiting class that featured Anand Saluja, 4-star recruit out of Wisconsin, also featured Ritik Sundaram, 5-star out of Boca, Chen-He Lee, 5-star out of New York, that 2019 class, ranked 16th. But you look for them. They've had top 10 classes in all but 1 year since 2015. 4 recruiting class last season. In adding Hashimoto, Finkelstein, and Templeman, they also get Max Westphal. I know made quarterfinals of doubles this year at the Junior U.S. Open. Of course, they've also got Samir Banerjee committed right now. Banerjee, the 2021 Junior Wimbledon champion. Still 17 years old. But you don't care about that. You care about the 40-15 scoreline of Alex Kotzen here on court number 1 as he tries to stay in front here in this first set. This set has all the makings of a man. Whoever wins this one, next one could be a bit lopsided. Not sure what else you can do there. If you're Joe Monday, that's just a good pass from Kotzen. He leads 6-5 here on one. Let's go back to two. Again, we'll stick around with our matches still in first sets. Worth noting, Mark Wallner cruising towards that finish line. 6-3, 3-love for him over Weingar, but on two right now. Mitsui, Horvat, 15 all in the service game of Colombia's Horvat, Rocco Horvat to be specific. Kotzen holds, excuse me. I thought are we on two? I believe we're on two. If we are on two, you'll see Coach Endelman reaming out the chair umpire. Did not like the call from Mitsui there. 15 all. It's tough angle from me. Just a lot of distance between that far baseline. And here I will say this. I can understand Coach Endelman's anger. That ball was certainly close. Oh, sorry. That is quite the response from Rocco Horvat, though. The jumping, dropping backhand volley, Westhoff. Make a mark at what note that happened at. That might be our clip of the day right there. We'll tweet that bad boy out a little bit later. That's my shot of the day thus far. Bunch of fun ones in doubles, but that's the one for me. 30 all here, critical 30 all point for both of these young players. That's a loose error. That's a loose error from Rocco Horvat, particularly after the last point he played. 30 all becomes 30-40 now. Double set point for the freshman Mitsui. You see Coach Mackay, associate head coach for Tennessee, taking a hands-on coaching role in this Mitsui match. Nothing more valuable for a young freshman than these sort of repetitions. Deuce point coming up. Suki Mitsui saying, oh, you want to see bad errors? Watch this forehand. Yeah, that's a freshman. Feels like sort of mistake, which is what these fall matches are for, to learn through them. Better he does that now than against Florida in the SEC tournament. 6 all money ball here. Meanwhile, if we can, and it's not to be disrespectful to this tiebreaker, but it's 15-30 in the Johannes Monday service game on court one. If we can, super producer Daniel Westhoff, let's hop over there, see if Monday can force a breaker as well. See if we can go simultaneous breakers. Again, it's 15-30 in the Monday service game. Monday, tough loss yesterday to DeJong. Took that first set 7-5. Like he was leading in the second early before Jung just kind of found his rhythm, cracked the Monday code, I suppose. So 1 all now. No, excuse me, 30-40 now. I'd say 2 set points, though, coming up for Mr. Kotzen, looking to keep up his strong start here in Knoxville. Feels like he might have gotten away with one there. That's a 7-5 first set for Kotzen. He continues his excellent form. Let's go back to 2. It's 3-1 Mitsui. Again, for Alex Kotzen, just racking up confidence-boosting set after confidence-boosting set. Right now, again, 3-2 here. Mitsui leading in the first set breaker. Looks like Mark Wallner is going to be our first one off court. He leads 6-3, 4-0. We'll head over there if there's a match point anytime soon. And right now, 3-2, Shinsuke Matsui, talented freshman, leading the sophomore Rocco Horvat. Three all here at the turn. Again, this is match 1 of 2 on the day. Next hidden duel going to be between Pepperdine, Kentucky. Same format. Try and get as many matches in as we can, both doubles and singles wise, for both of these teams here early in the season. If this were a hypothetical dual match, I would say, boy, after dropping all 3 double sets and 3 first sets and singles on 3, 4, and 6, that this set feels like a must-have for Columbia and Horvat. Of course, it's not a dual match. It's not up to 4 win by 1. And so, again, for each of these players, it's an individual data point. How does Horvat compete today? How does Ruger after losing that first set 6-3, or Hashimoto after losing that first set 6-4, how do they respond to that adversity? That's the question we're here to answer this weekend. 5-3 here. Break lead for Mitsui. Good, aggressive stuff from Shinsuke Mitsui, looking to win his first set with the Tennessee tee on his chest. Is that what they call it? Is it the volunteer tee, the Tennessee tee? I'll let me know in the comments here. Again, you can comment live throughout the match here on YouTube, Alex Gruskin. Always excited to hear from my main man, Scotty B, who says he can't wait to see the Baylor women's tennis scrimmage, which is less than 1 hour away. Scotty, you've come to the right place, my friend. Got a family here in Crack Rackets. If you're getting excited for scrimmages on a football Saturday, you are talking my language, my friend. That's one fought off by Horvat for 6. Scotty also pointing out he's got that match point between Baylor and TCU. Over 5,000 views. I agree with you, Scotty. Goes to show good college tennis. It's exciting to watch, as I would say, any form of the sport. Whether it's last night's Medvedev FAA or 5-set thriller between Zverev Djokovic. Of course, by the way, we see Horvat fighting off big serve for him. So another match set point fought off for 6-5. Mitsui now going to have set point on his own racket, but by the way, worth noting, if you missed Djokovic Zverev, if you missed Medvedev FAA, you missed any of day one here at this event, I covered it all on today's mini break podcast. You can find that on our website, crackrackets.com, or wherever you listen to your shows. That's gotta feel good for the freshman Shinsuke Mitsui. And again, you see Coach James Mackay hovering on this court. He knows for Tennessee to go where they want to go this season, the freshman's got to be able to contribute right away. He does contribute here. First set, 7-6 on the board. Means it's 4 first sets for the way. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. No, yep. 4 first sets for the way of Tennessee. They get them on 2, 4, 6, and 3. Meanwhile, if we can, let's go to 4 right now. Don't want to miss out on any more of that action. Right now, it's 6-3, 4-1. For Mark Wallner. Serving on the near side of your screen. You look for Wallner last season again. I know I mentioned this earlier. He, Giles Hussey, 16-7 overall in the year, primarily at the number 3 doubles position. Wallner also got limited singles action, was 5-2 overall in the year, but I know dealt with some different injuries. Made it a little harder for him to move freely. Wallner doesn't love the call. Chair umpire informing him, hey, I couldn't see that one. Weingar's body was blocking me. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It did look out from here. It's a couple courts down from the broadcast booth, but see some space. The ball landed so slowly as well. But that's why you build the double break lead. 4-1 becomes 4-2. Teo Weingart looking to stay alive for Columbia. There's just an energy that Wallner's played with all weekend. I think, again, for the fifth year, didn't get to contribute as much as he would have liked to that NCAA run. I'm sure, again, after they win the doubles point in that match against Baylor, felt like they had all the momentum in the world. I thought associate head coach James Mackay might blow a gasket on court in excitement. But you look for a guy like Wallner, who played the doubles, but in and out of singles, you feel like you can play a bigger role, particularly just given in that match. Stakowiak beats Weendeman. Furman gets the win over, I think, Harper. Who played six against Baylor? I don't remember. But La gets the win over Prada. And, again, it came down to 3-set matches at 1 and 2. You just feel like if you can steal one more of those bottom half of the lineup, or just, someone can help Giles out, who got the win at 5 that year. Thinks he can be that guy, that missing piece for Tennessee, because we know when they play their best. Monday, Walton, a guy like Prada, who on his best days can be oh so good. You bring in the vets like Hud. Sui's clearly got enough talent to be in the starting lineup. The question is, can he put that talent together? The battle for 6 is real. And so, again, for Mark Wallner, getting a big fall result, just as many victories under his belt as he can, that will go a long way to proving he belongs in the lineup. Nevertheless, 6-3, 4-3 here on 4. Let's go to 5 if we can. Talked about Austin Huang, one senior veteran leader for. Hey, great shot. That was pretty rhymey, senior leader. Anyways, point being, it's been all freshman Connor Gannon on court 5 in set number 2. That big forehand propelling him to a 5-2 lead. By the way, Emil Hud continues to look so excellent here this weekend. 6-2, 6-4, 4-2 lead for him now. And you hear the roar. Connor Gannon, first set under his belt as a Tennessee Volunteer. Now let's go to 3 and then to 1. We're going to start on 3. There's a little drama on 1. Some choice words. For Joe Monday after he gets overruled. We're going to stick on 3 for now because Emil Hudd, once again, looks like he's finding the finish line. And I'll tell you what, you know who's going to for sure be one of those replacements for Wiedemann and Hussey at the bottom? It's going to be Emil Hudd. May even sneak his way to 3. Perhaps even 2. If he keeps this level of play up at 6'4", 4'2", 30, 40 now, he's got 2 break points to, again, really take control of this match. It's a nice ball, though, from Hugo Hashimoto, who, of course, like I mentioned this, the freshman, super talented. Forehand power so obvious. Ball sounds like a cannon coming off of his strings. Still trying to put things together, though. Find plan B, plan C, plan D, when to pull the trigger. Of course, Emil Hudd puts so much pressure on you. That's another big return from Hudd. Just like that. 6-4, 5-2 lead now. If we can, let's go to 1. Currently 7-5, 2 all. And you hear the big roar, perhaps, from Kotzen. Kotzen's been challenged a bunch of times by Monday, but he manages to hold again, 7-5, 3-2. Meanwhile, Mitsui's taking a break for 2 love. Let's go back to 4. Wallner, 6-3, 4-3, 40-15. For one of those 8 players on the Columbia roster. Yes, he's a sophomore, but he's never actually played a match. Teo Weingar. See, Wallner gets the hold 4-5-3 now. 1 game away from a first singles victory. And I have, just so you listeners know, put in the request to these coaches, to these players. After you win, come talk to me in the booth. Let's see where things stand. See if we can't get Mr. Wallner to come up here. If not, I may sneak down there for a second, see if I can't drag him up here. By the way, it's 6-2, 6-3, 5-3 there, 6-4, 5-2. If we can't actually West stuff, I apologize. Let's go to 3. Emil Hudd serving for the match, serving Trump's returning for the match, and of course with the Emil Hudd serve. Beautiful serve and volley, 1-2 volley combo there. And there it is, Emil Hud, your first winner on the day, 6-4, 6-2 victory over the freshman Hugo Hashimoto. Hud 2-0 now in singles, 2-0 in doubles, very much on track to be your Knoxville Showdown player of the event. If we can stop back to 4. Wallner, 15-30 now. He leads in the service game of Theo Weingar. On a different court, there was an overrule on 2. Oh, it's good to be back, folks. Nice serves, 30 all. Match point coming up. 2 of them for Wallner. Again, it pays to be a senior right now. You see the experience of the HUD. Wallners of the world. Just knowing how to negotiate the pressures, the rhythms of a no-ad 2 out of 3 set match. There it is. Oh, ball goes flying. In the end, Mark Wallner, 6-3, 6-3 win over Theo Weingar. It's 2 singles wins. First 2 off the board belong to the Volunteers. Now, let's go back to 1. I'm sorry, but this is the match located right in front of my broadcast booth. It's also the match, Kotzen managed to hold 4-4-3. So we'll get back there at the next changeover. Let's go to 2. This is the other one. And this is where, by the way, the overrule just occurred. Horvat got a much-needed hold. Was down. Some scoreboard pressure. It was a 15-30 point. Sui got overruled. Could have been a 3-love lead. Instead, 2-1 Mitsui. 15-love here. Unclear to me, by the way, in that 3rd set. Let's see what they're doing. Going back into the standing position, folks. Apologies. They're going full 3rd set, it looks like, on court number 6. Full 3rd set. So that means we've got some time, folks. Buckle in. Huang, Gannon, they've gone 3. Feels like Monday's got another 3rd set in him. We're going to stick here through this service game, and we're going to go to court number 6. Henry Ruger, sophomore out of Philly, serving for the set against Alex Diaz, junior, transfer, Texas Arlington. Now 30-15 for Mitsui. 40-15, excuse me. (40-30) here. Meanwhile, Ruger 2 points away on 6. Really nice. Really nice second serve from Mitsui. Now, if we can, let's go to 6 quickly, Westhoff. 40-15, triple set point for Henry Ruger. First set point is fought off by a big return. Second set goes to Henry Ruger, 6-3. So we got, it feels fitting, 5 and 6 going the distance. That's how you know we're back, folks. Meanwhile, let's go to 1. Kotzen, Monday, 2 top 20 talents. If I were to put this in college football terms, this is your 3:30 CBS game. Bring out Vern Lovenquist, all the big boys. This is your match of the day right here. 40-15, by the way, Kotzen serving 4-all. Kotzen's not going anywhere. Here for the fight. Here into 7-5, 5-4 lead. Here on 1. Meanwhile, let's go to 2. Looks like Mitsui's got him. Control now. Still 15-40 here. Shinsuke showing off his talent. 4-1 double break lead now. Feels like he's got this match in control on 2. Let's go back to 1. Monday, serving to stay alive. These are the sort of 4-5 games you just can't replicate this in practice. Play all the practice sets in the world. This is that pressure moment. He starts with a double fault. Ominous start for Joe Monday. He just hasn't had his rhythm here this weekend. Of course, for Joe, big expectations you put on yourself after the freshman season he had. Expect that next season come back, not just win, but dominate against anyone, and anything short, you feel like, am I regressing? Is this a disappointment? It's a problem with being so good as a freshman. The expectations stay that high. There are 3 things in life you never do. You never spit into the wind, you never tug on Superman's cape, and you never leave the lob open for Alex Kotzen. He owns that shot. I think of the passes, that's the one he's turned to the most here today. It's at least the 5th or 6th I've seen him hit successfully Monday, pinching in so close to the net. Kotzen says, nuh-uh, my friend. Love 30 now. $15.30 coming up here for Monday. Meanwhile, Mitsui extends his lead to 7-6, 5-1. Good performance from the freshman here. Bounce back after his loss yesterday. Tightly contested match. Loss nevertheless for him yesterday. Y'all. Always helps to be 6'5" lefty and raise a love 30 deficit in your serve like that. That is guts. Second serve. Serve and volley. Outdoors. That's why Joe Monday was, again, him, Von der Schulenberg, Strom. It's probably disingenuous to throw Tracy in that mix because he was a little lower in the lineup. But JJ was that good that last year for the Buckeyes as a freshman. your short list right there. Oh, and Ben Shelton, sure. It's good stuff, though. From the Monday Man. Five all now here on one. Let's go to two quickly, if you don't mind, super producer Westoff. Does feel like we've reached the finish line here on two. And again, just saw that electric cross-court passing shot on the run from Shinsuke Mitsui. Brings up a match point here. Should I slow clap? Guess not. I do see some decent crowd for a football Saturday. It's really good stuff from the freshman Shinsuke Mitsui. First win for him with that volunteer tee on his chest. It will not be the last, folks. And for him yesterday, he played the veteran Andrew Rogers, essentially a home match for Rogers. He spent the first 4 years here at Tennessee. It's a nice win for the freshman. Again, makes it 3 singles victories here. Clean sweep thus far for Tennessee after they got 5-1 defeated in the singles match yesterday. That feels big, but let's go back to one. This is the match we're monitoring. We're also waiting for that start of Ruger third set. They may be playing a third set breaker in that one. We're waiting to see what happens in this Monday Kotzen match. Oh, nope. Finally walking out on court. Looks like they're going to play a full third. If I had to guess, it's 11:46. Pepperdine, I believe, scheduled to play at 1 with Kentucky. Fit in the third set. No ad. It may be a Saturday, but here comes Monday. Johannes Monday. 15:40 now, triple break point chance. Take the break, 6-5 lead here in the second. It's really good stuff from Big Joe. 6-5 lead for him now here. He'll serve for set number 2. I see 15 all on the scoreboard on 6. That seems to imply to me that they're going to be playing a full third set. Meanwhile, 3-1 Huang currently leaning over the freshman Connor Gannon. Again, for Austin Huang this past year and a half. For the senior, it's been a bit busy. No on-campus school for him, but internships, I know, across the board. Making the most of his opportunity, as you would expect. A young Ivy League senior 2. To quote him, he said, "Well, Alex, I promise you this. It's not going to get worse for me than yesterday. I do not feel like I have my legs." But again, here, Joe Monday looking to serve for this set on 1. With 3 matches remaining still on court. a loose error. Still love 15. Does feel crazy to think that 3 minutes ago it was 5-4 Kotzen. He had some pressure in the Monday service game. Oh, how quickly things change in this sport. Yeah. Kotzen not happy with the call. He asked the chair umpire. Chair umpire confirms he asked the lines person. Lines person confirms finally he asked his teammate. Looks up in the booth. We also confirm that ball just a bit wide. No doubt about that one, though. Now, set point coming up for Johannes Monday. I'm a fan of threes. Big threes, little threes. Let's go 3. Ball sprays on him. Kotzen now. Deuce point, break point, set point chance. Some of you may have seen in the booth Cedric Kaufman, Peter Kobelt, Kentucky coaching staff come to send their love. They have offered to join us here in the booth a little bit later. Going to get interviews, hopefully. with Peter Kobelt as well. He doesn't know it yet, but I have his national indoor semifinal 7-5 in the third loss in 2013 to Alex Namajan memorized. I'll tell you everything that happened in that 13 deuce game. He's going to get very mad at me when I bring it up, but Peter Kobelt right in the smack dab of my prime college tennis viewing era. Buckeye, 2000, I want to say like 12 to 11 to 16 or maybe 10 to 15 or 14. I know he had a red shirt in there. Anyways, just a little bit of action has happened since we last spoke. Hodson getting the break back, early mini break lead as well. 2-1 for him here. See the stress for Coach James Mackay of Tennessee on the sideline. He's treating it like he would any match. Meanwhile, Ruger Diaz scoreboard a bit behind. Gannon with break points to get us back on serve. Court 5. Home stretch of our first match on day 2. So 3-all at the first turn. A reminder, coming up after this, Kentucky, Pepperdine. Of course, I know 3 minutes from now, college football going to get started. Split screen that bad boy. Want to watch Ohio State, Oregon on the right. I get it. Perhaps some of you are going to be watching Tennessee, Colorado. People want to mock Ivy League football. That's fine. One of my good friends from high school, longtime linebacker for Columbia. I have no thoughts on Pepperdine football. I don't think that's a thing. Which is crazy because, again, if I had a campus in Malibu, one imagines it would be pretty easy to recruit some players. More than anything else today, your coach, James Mackay, I think you look at this performance from Monday and you're actually, well, you're not satisfied. You're content with the way he competed. He's not playing his best. You can tell the forehand sailing on him, backhand into the net, but he continues to compete and stay true to his game. Yeah. That backhand's just been giving him issues, honestly, all weekend. Yesterday, De Jong did a really good job of targeting that side. He's just a little handsy with it. You can tell it. The more pace, catch him a little off guard there. Now that is the Johannes Monday we all got to know last season. Disciplined, patient. You see him not forcing that backhand cross. That's often where the shank error will come because he's pulling across his body and just, again, that's the difficult ball at the time. But he opens the court up, takes the backhand line, gets the forehand he was looking for. That is a beautiful down the line forehand from the 6'5 Johannes Monday. Mini break lead for him now, 5-4. And that, my friends, is how you close out a set. Johannes Monday, 7-4 tiebreaker. Close out a 7-6 first set. We're going the distance here on one. Now, will be a third set breaker. Are we going to go full third? Indications seem to be that full third is the move here today as Diaz and Ruger, they're playing a full third. Let's go to 6 right now, Westhoff, where it's 4-3. Austin Huang leading. Connor Gannon serving now, although right now Huang's got triple break point for 15-40. So again, let's go to 5 if we can, Westhoff. Sorry, I said 6, I meant 5. I knew it as soon as I said it. I apologize. So he gets the break for 5-3. So these are the sorts of moments for both of these players. If you're Huang, just again, refinding your rhythm here, reminding yourself, okay, this is how you maneuver a 3-set match, the pressures, fitness. And the flip side here. Your Connor Gannon, this sort of scoreboard pressure. I know it's not an actual dual match, but all of your team has come down to watch you. And I think more than anything else, you just love to see the energy, the intensity, the fact that these guys still care. There's no quit, no tank in either of them. Now, we're going to have to hold serve here on 5, which hasn't happened in a little bit of time, but Gannon stays alive, breaks 4-4-5. I really like that forehand. I mean, it's a little forehand centric for him right now, but when he connects, oh boy. Meanwhile, let's go to 6. They've updated the scores. It went from 0-0 to 3-all pretty quickly on court number 6. Right now on the far side of your court, Diaz, C Junior, transfer. Texas Arlington taking on the sophomore Henry Ruger. Gets one of them back for 3-all. I will say, having watched both Diaz, Gannon, these guys were going to be competing for that final spot. Diaz is the safe play. Guy's going to grind a million balls in the court. Going to beat himself. Be the guy, we saw this yesterday, last on court, playing the hour and a half, 2-hour match, just out there competing. And, you know, for some coaches, you just like the comfort of that guy, knowing that you're always going to have that, you know, the person the team can turn to and say, well, we know Angel's down on 6 doing what he's got to do and just, you know, fighting those 2 hours for us. Do you think the upside of a guy like Gannon with that forehand being the weapon that it is? Obviously, guys like Suey, Hud. I mean, you look at it, let's assume that Suey and Hud are both in. Prada, Walton, and Monday are starting for sure. Of course, injuries, rotations. That's why all of these data points are so important. So 4-3. Ruger gets the break. Let's go back to 1. They're back on, or excuse me, let's go back to 5. Excuse me. Back to 5. Gannon right now. 4-5, 30-15. Yeah. Story of this third set has been breaks of serve. And that makes life tough, certainly. You haven't played a bunch of matches over the past year and a half. You're trying to find the rhythm, the footwork of the +1 shot, footwork of your split step after you hit that serve. 30 all here. Deuce point, match point. Ugh, this is what it's all about, folks. Austin Huang makes his return to the winner's circle. 6-2, 2-6, 6-4, 3-set win over Connor Gannon. Tell you what, that's a great fight from the freshman, and he's going to be kicking himself for some of those errors, the way he served down the home stretch. So with that in mind, you already knew where I was going. We're back on 1. Monday leads 2-1 here on 1 changeover. So let's go back to 6 now, if we can. It's currently, I'm going to say on break, just given the trend of this match on court number 6. Henry Ruger, the sophomore, though in his first season technically for Columbia, just broke Angel Diaz, transfer junior from UT Arlington. 4-4-3. Now all of a sudden it's Diaz, 2 break points to get back on serve or on break, depending on how you want to look at it. 4-4 all. Ruger, one of the 8 players on Columbia's roster to be either a freshman or a sophomore. Why is that relevant? Well, they didn't get to spend any time on campus last year. Didn't get to practice together at all as a team, didn't get to compete. So yes, while a year is gone, and that was an Ivy League decision for all of these players, for Coach Endelman, Coach Bonfiglio, all of these guys, it's just finding your legs again, finding your rhythm, remembering, hey, this is what a college tennis match is. Not a surprise to see this game at 15:30. Meanwhile, Kotzen got the hold, so 2-all on court one. Big hold from Diaz, 4-5-4. We now move over to court number 1, Westhoff. Johannes Monday serving 2-all, 30-15. Against Alex Kotzen. No signs yet. Pepperdine or Kentucky on site. And that was a 1 o'clock scheduled match. One imagines. Schedule may get pushed back a hair. We'll keep you updated, of course. True story. I don't think Alex Kotzen's ever missed a lob. No, he mishit that one. I don't think he's ever missed one. Now 3-2 lead for the Monday man. Meanwhile, let's go back to 6. Henry Ruger playing his first weekend of tennis in the Columbia Powder Blue. Yes, all of a sudden has flipped the script. And again, that is why you play him at a 5 or a 6 singles position. He's just such a tough out. Meanwhile, again, if you're Coach Endelman, Columbia, this is exactly what you want for your young guys. The only one you don't need playing 3-set matches is Austin Huang. So you know exactly what he's going to look like when push comes to shove. Although, again, good for him to help accelerate the get your legs back process. It's interesting to see here. Again, Hashimoto, the freshman, looked so good yesterday. Ultimately dropped the 3-set match, but tough bounce back for him today. Tough level of competition against Emil Hudd. Triple match point coming up here for Diaz. Point fought off. And for Rocco Horvat, he was so impressive yesterday in the 5-set win. A 5-set in a win on court 5, court 6 maybe even. Steps up today against Mitsui, and you could tell just didn't quite have his legs under him in that 2nd set. Focus, concentration, get away from him. Bunch of data points to take away for Coach Bonfiglio, Coach Endelman. out of this match. Still a match point here for Diaz. Angel Diaz. 6-3, 6-3, 3-6, 6-4. Tennessee now 4-1 in the 5 singles matches played today. By the way, official. I see Kentucky. Once again, I see Pepperdine going indoors to warm up. Players getting loose, probably about to head outside here as we're down to 1 court. Meanwhile, we're back on 1 now West up for our final match. Johannes Monday taking on Alex Kotzen. We did this out a little bit earlier at Great Shot Pod, where you can follow me and all of the action. But I think this is a legit top 20 battle. I think Kotzen's got that sort of well-rounded skill set. Doesn't blow you away with any one trait, but pretty good at everything. That Oliver Crawford stocky body. Combination of size and speed. Guy also hasn't missed a lob in roughly 4 years. Parson Amati in the house. Of course, he's here to watch the end of Monday. May have been here a little earlier as well. Maybe got his tailgate on. Three all here. 30 love. Got 40 love now for the Monday man. Super fun exchange at the net goes the way of Joe Monday. And hey, this is why 2 out of 3 sets, you attack, attack, attack. Eventually, you figure you're going to wear your opponent down. Eventually, you figure that aggressiveness wins out in the end. That's on that point for Joe Monday. He now leads 4-3 on serve here in the 3rd set. Quick recap of where today's morning session went. Tennessee sweeping all 3 double sets. 6-2 performance once again from the number 1 team of HUD and Mitsui, or court number 1 team, I should say. On court number 2 was a victory as well. Wallner, Diaz, 6-4 win. Court 3, Monday. Gannon, 6 love. Good, much stronger start for these Volunteers after dropping 5 singles matches yesterday against Pepperdine. Now, look across the board in singles. Straight set win for Emil Hudd. 4-2. He's made all of his action this weekend look routine. You had 3-3 win from Wallner. He's looked pretty solid this weekend as well. Mitsui earns his first win as a freshman for Tennessee. 7-6-6-1 over Horvat. Columbia on the board with a 3-set win from Austin Huang. Then Angel Diaz earning a 3-set win for Tennessee over Henry Ruger. Last, but certainly not least now, we have court number 1. Alex Kotzen, 7-5 first set. Fought off, must have been 10 break points in that opener. Probably not 10, probably more like 7. Monday came roaring back. Actually served for the 2nd set, up 6-5 before Kotzen once again got the break back. But more aggressive, better executed tiebreaker came from Monday. That gets us to our third set now. 3-4, 30 love. Kotzen serving far side of your screen. Monday's insistence and ability to move to the net, indoors, outdoors. I think it's why so many think so highly of his pro potential moving forward. He just plays on his terms. Aggressive, big game. Really nice passing shot from Kotzen, but how many times have we said that? Just Kotzen with the passing shots. He's come up with the goods, but I always enjoy watching the funky attacking game of Joe Monday. Flips the script, though. You all should see this smile on Alex Kotzen's face right now. Kotzen. As if to say that serve was ridiculous. It was. Got above his head before he even realized it. 15-30 becomes 40-30 now. 2-game points for Monday to keep us on serve. Ooh. Kotzen's going to be lucky if he doesn't get a point penalty here. I mean, the key is he's super embarrassed about it. Not the key, but it wasn't a poorly intentioned. I mean, I suppose you smack a ball, it's never well intentioned. And again, that's a nice little learning data point for him as well. Trying to figure out if he's starting out with any sort of point penalty, any sort of code. I'm sure he's furious with himself now. He did indeed. Point penalty for Alex Kotzen after he sends that ball flying over the fence. And that's just the rule. Yeah, you can't do that. Sorry. And now he knows. And I promise you, in a fall match or a spring match, that is not happening again. That's a point penalty for Kotzen. And now, again, you don't want to give Johannes Monday anything extra. 15 now in this 4-5 service game. It's a good first point. Strong response there. All. Again, what are the sneaky implications of this match? Rankings. We learned last year how difficult all things rankings are. Of course, last year was the exception. You want to rack them up while you can. Obviously, Monday's going to be a top 20 guy. Kotzen plays one for Columbia this season, as it seems like he very well might. He's going to get some good cracks at some top players as well. Always helps to get an early season victory like this. 40-15 here. For Kotzen, the only point he's lost was the point penalty. Big first serve from Monday to get us started here in the 5-all game. And a reminder coming up after this one. It's going to anticipate about 30 minutes. Give Kentucky Pepperdine some time to warm up outside. As soon as they do, they'll get rocking and rolling here. Into our doubles, then our singles action. Similar format as this morning's match for now. 5-all, 30 love. Joe Monday. I know he lost that one. I do just, again, the way he works his way forward. Keeps you uncomfortable, but it's not quite Cressy-ish. Max Cressy, of course, former UCLA standout, serving Bollier, beat Carreno Busta. Feels like there's a little more dynamism to the game of Joe Monday. Maybe not the power yet. Serve. Cressy, obviously so outstanding, but Monday's on track. 40-15 now, triple game point. do see officially Pepperdine, Kentucky on court stretching. It's good news for us tennis fans. So it's 6-5. As we make another turn, our final turn, I suppose, here in this Columbia, Tennessee hidden duel. Alex Gruskin of Cracked Racquets. Always a pleasure to get to join all of you, cover some college tennis action. Of course, you know, there are other events happening across the country right now. Gators Invitational going on. Very interesting to note. No Riffus, no volley for the Gators yet. You look at their lineup today, it's Seymour 1, Andrade 2, Shelton 3. Goes Bicknell 4, Goodyear 5. Why is that relevant? Well, I think we can all agree NCAA champion Sam Riffus, he's probably going to be in their singles lineup. And I think we can all agree. Number one singles player from last year, returning senior Duarte Valle, probably going to be in their singles lineup. The question is, you know, they've got a talented freshman as well. I actually think he's playing 5 above Goodyear, who's at 6 today. It's a textbook point right there. Textbook stuff from Joe Monday. 15 all now. Nope. Forehand sprays on him. Long there. 15-30. Don't look now, folks. 3 match points for the Monday man. Let's see if he can get the job done here. That what has been high level affair in Alex Kotzen. That's silly, silly stuff to end it. High-level affair between Alex Kotzen and Johannes Monday. I said it this morning. These are two guys, top 20 level talents, maybe even higher than that. That's put a bow on what has been a fantastic morning session here at the 2021 Knoxville Showdown. Again, 5 singles victories for Tennessee. They swept all 3 double sets as well. Colby Lions scrapped, though. And again, they have practiced for 5 days in the past 18 months. During those 5 days, they've come together enough. Senior Austin Huang doing his best, delivering a victory for the Lions. Thought the Lions fought particularly hard yesterday as well in their match against Kentucky. But again, all this is gathering data for each of these schools as we try to figure out who is who, what is what, heading into the 2022 college tennis season. The good news for us fans, we get one more data point here today as we're going to get to see Kentucky players take on Pepperdine. Should be an extraordinarily fun match that I believe is going to start in about 30 minutes. Now, check out our Twitter feed at Cracked Racquets for more updates. If there's any delays, anything additional information, we will let all of you know that start time. Of course, we will be back here on our Cracked Racquets YouTube channel with the broadcast. But for now, for all of us here in Tennessee, I'm your host, Alex Gruskin. You have been watching the 2021 Knoxville Showdown.
Travel all over the world, and you'll find there's no place like this place. People know that. That's why they come to this place. When you arrive, you feel like you're home, and you will for the rest of your life. It's not just the trees and the flowers and the mountain air that drifts in from the Smokies. No, it's about friendships, mentors, relationships that will last a lifetime. It's about learning about yourself, who you are, who you want to be, who you can be, and how you can make your mark in this world. This place equips you to go anywhere, to do anything, to fulfill every dream that you have. And this place, well, this place is fun. We win like no one else. We experience art and music like no one else. We hike, we ride, we climb, we run like, well...
It's football time in Tennessee.
This place isn't just a school, a university.
It's about everyone out here that loves the University of Tennessee.
The only way to fully understand this place is to take the journey.
If somebody says Ball for Life under their hashtag, I'm like, all right, they're cool. Like,
I actually see how universal the University of Tennessee brand is. It's truly amazing.
We just got our new OCP patches approved.
Nice. If I tilt it a little bit, you might be able to see a few things.
Y'all are in roles now and going to be in roles that are going to change the future.
It all starts with you enrolling at this place, the University of Tennessee.